Welcome back to the channel, Rare Coins All World. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of numismatics as we explore a very special coin, the 1975 United States 1-cent piece. You might think it's just a penny, but trust me, there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. Let's kick things off with a bit of history. In 1975, the U.S. Mint produced the 1-cent coin, commonly known as the Lincoln penny. But what makes this coin stand out in the sea of change? Back in 1975, the U.S. Mint was preparing to celebrate the bicentennial of American independence. To commemorate this, they made a small but significant change to our coinage. You see, while the 1975 pennies are similar to those from the early 70s, the real twist comes when you start looking at their value and rarity. First, let's break down the basics. The standard 1975 Lincoln penny, if found in everyday circulation, is worth its face value, just 1 cent. But don't rush to spend that change just yet. There are a few exceptions that could make your 1975 penny worth a bit more. Here's where it gets interesting. Although most 1975 pennies are pretty common, there are special editions that collectors are eager to get their hands on. For example, the 1975 penny minted in San Francisco for collectors, known as the proof penny, can fetch a higher price, especially if it's in pristine condition. But hold on to your hats, because there's more. Now, the S mint mark is key here. Coins with the S mint mark, from the San Francisco Mint, are often more valuable. In top-notch condition, a 1975 S-proof penny can be worth anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000 or more. And if it's graded as a high-quality specimen, the price can go even higher. Coin collectors use a grading scale to determine value, ranging from good to mint state. For the 1975 penny, if you're lucky enough to find one in proof 70 condition, it could command a premium price. And here's a fun fact for you. Did you know that the 1975 penny was struck with the same design as the 1974 pennies? That's right. The 1975 coins actually used the design from the year before, as the mint was busy prepping for the bicentennial. So, if you're digging through your spare change or sorting through a jar of pennies, keep an eye out for that 1975. Finally, its market value is $51,000. Even though most won't break the bank, finding a gem in great condition could give your collection a nice boost. Today, we're unearthing the secrets behind a classic American coin, the 1963 United States 1-cent piece. Is this penny worth more than its face value? Let's find out. First, let's rewind to 1963. The U.S. was in the midst of the post-war economic boom, and the penny you're looking at was part of a series of Lincoln cents that were produced during a fascinating time in American history. In 1963, the penny featured the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. This design was created by Victor David Brenner and was in use from 1909 until 1959, after which it continued to be struck on the pennies of the early 1960s. But the big question is, what's it worth today? Let's talk value. Most 1963 pennies, if you find them in your pocket change, are worth only 1 cent, just like they were back in the day. However, there are some key factors that can make your 1963 penny more valuable. Condition is crucial. A typical 1963 penny in average circulation might only be worth a few cents. But if you've got a gem in uncirculated or MS-65 condition, you could see values climbing from $20,000 to $50,000 or even higher. For those of you with pristine examples, the value can be even more impressive. One thing to keep in mind is that 1963 pennies were produced in very high numbers, over 1 billion in total. That means finding a rare, high-quality coin can be a bit more challenging, but it's definitely worth checking your change. Another important detail is the mint mark. The 1963 penny was minted in Philadelphia and Denver, so if you're looking at a 1963 D penny, it might be worth a bit more if it's in excellent condition. However, there's no significant rarity factor between the two mints for this year. To get an accurate value, you'll need to have your coin graded. Coin grading ranges from good to mint state, and the better the grade, the higher the value. So, if your penny is in proof condition, though proof coins for this year are less common, it could be worth a premium. Here's a fun fact: the 1963 penny was struck before the major coinage redesigns of the 1960s. So, it's a great piece of history, showing Lincoln's classic design just before the mint started experimenting with new designs for the future. Finally, its market value is $59,000. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, the 1963 penny is a fantastic addition to any collection. If you've got one, make sure to check its condition and maybe get it evaluated by a professional. Today, we've got a shiny topic to discuss: the 2008 United States 1-cent coin. Yep, that little penny you might just overlook. But trust me, it's got a story worth telling and some surprising details about its value. So, let's dive right in. Alright, let's take a closer look at this 1-cent coin from 2008. At first glance, it might seem like just another penny, but it's packed with interesting facts that could make it a valuable addition to your collection. In 2008, the U.S. Mint produced these pennies as part of the Lincoln Bicentennial Series, commemorating Abraham Lincoln's 200th birthday. It's not just any old penny, it features two special reverse designs: the Union Shield and the 2009 Pennies reverse designs, which were part of a larger initiative to honor Lincoln's legacy. First up, we have the Union Shield design, which symbolizes the strength and unity of the American people. The shield itself is a nod to Lincoln's efforts to preserve the Union during the Civil War. It's a classic example of how coins can be more than just currency, they're historical artifacts. Now, let's talk about value. The 2008 penny was minted in large quantities, so finding one in circulation today isn't too rare. In fact, it's worth its face value of 1 cent if you're just using it for everyday transactions. However, there are some factors that can make it more valuable to collectors. Condition is key. If you've got a 2008 penny in mint or near mint condition, it could be worth a bit more. Coins in excellent condition, with no scratches or tarnish, can fetch a few dollars, especially if they're graded by a professional. On the other hand, those that have seen a lot of wear and tear are usually worth just the 1 cent they're stamped with. Speaking of grading, let's touch on that. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. A 2008 penny in grades of 65 or higher could be worth anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 or more, depending on the specific features and market demand. One tip for collectors: look out for any unique minting errors. Errors like double strikes or off-center impressions can add significant value to your penny. If you think you found one, it might be worth having it appraised by a professional. Finally, its market value is $40,000. The next time you're sifting through your change or sorting through your coin collection, keep an eye out for that 2008 penny. It might just be worth more than you think. Today, we've got a classic treat for you: the 1986 United States 1-cent coin. You might think it's just another penny, but stick around because this little coin has some intriguing aspects that could surprise you. Let's get into it. Alright, let's start with a close look at the 1986 penny. It might look like just another Lincoln cent, but this coin marks a few interesting points in its history. First up, the 1986 penny features the classic Abraham Lincoln portrait on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The 1986 penny is part of the long-running Lincoln series that started in 1909. But what makes this year special? Well, it's the mid-1980s, a time when the U.S. economy was experiencing some changes, and these pennies were produced in significant quantities. But hold on, there's more to it than just being a regular old penny. The 1986 penny was minted in massive numbers, over 7 billion, in fact. That means it's not exactly rare, but let's talk about what can make it stand out. Its value can be influenced by several factors, including condition and any potential mint errors. Condition is key here. If you've got a 1986 penny in mint condition, meaning it looks almost as good as the day it was minted, it could be worth a bit more than its face value of 1 cent. Coins in excellent condition might fetch a few dollars, but don't expect to get rich off of it, unless you've got a real gem. Here's a pro tip: coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. A 1986 penny graded as MS65 or higher could be worth anywhere from $5 to $10 or more, depending on its precise condition and collector demand. If you think your penny is in top shape, it might be worth getting it graded by a professional. Finally, its market value is $50,000. Also, keep an eye out for any mint errors. Although less common in this year's mintage, errors like off-center strikes or double dies can make a coin more valuable. If you spot something unusual, it could be worth a closer look, so next time you're going through your change or digging through your coin jar, don't overlook that 1986 penny. It might just have a bit of extra value hiding in plain sight. Today, we're turning the spotlight on a classic coin from the past, the 1978 United States 1-cent coin. Yep, that unassuming penny could have more value than you think. Let's take a closer look and see what makes it special. Here it is, the 1978 penny. At first glance, it might seem like just another Lincoln cent, but this coin has some interesting aspects worth exploring. It's part of the long-running Lincoln series that started in 1909, and it features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The 1978 penny was minted during a time of steady economic growth in the U.S., and this particular year is known for its substantial mintage. In fact, over 6.3 billion pennies were produced, which means these coins are pretty common. But that doesn't mean they're worth a second look. So, what's the value of a 1978 penny? Well, in general circulation, it's worth just 1 cent. However, its value can increase if the coin is in exceptional condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being flawless. A 1978 penny in mint condition, or MS65 and higher, might fetch a few dollars, depending on the market. Here's a tip for collectors: condition is everything. A well-preserved 1978 penny with sharp details and minimal wear could be worth more than its face value. If you've got one that looks almost brand new, it could be worth between $1 to $5 or even more, depending on its exact condition and demand. For those of you who are really into the details, professional grading can make a big difference. If your 1978 penny is graded as MS66 or higher, it could be worth a bit more. And don't forget about the potential for mint errors. While not common, errors like double strikes or off-center prints can make a coin significantly more valuable. Check your pennies closely. If you notice anything unusual or unique, it might be worth having it appraised by a professional. Finally, its market value is $52,000. Mint errors can turn a seemingly ordinary coin into a sought-after collector's item. So, next time you're flipping through your coin collection or going through your change jar, keep an eye out for that 1978 penny. It might just have a bit of hidden value that's worth exploring. That's a wrap for today's coin feature. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of American currency, specifically, the 1-cent coin from 2006. You might think it's just another penny, but trust me, there's more to it than meets the eye. Let's discover its value and what makes it so special. Here's the star of the show, the 2006 penny. First minted in 1909, this little coin has undergone numerous design changes over the years. So, what's so interesting about the 2006 edition? In 2006, the penny featured the classic Abraham Lincoln portrait on the obverse. But did you know this year was particularly significant? It marked the beginning of the presidential 1-cent series, showcasing a new design on the reverse side. That's right, the back of the penny underwent a transformation that year. The 2006 penny introduced the Union Shield design, symbolizing the unity of the United States. This design wasn't just a fresh look, it was a tribute to the nation's strength and the protection it represents. But what about its value? Many of you might be wondering, how much is a 2006 penny worth today? While the face value is just 1 cent, collectors often look at several factors to determine its market worth. The value of a 2006 penny can vary based on its condition. If your penny is in mint condition, uncirculated with no scratches or wear, it might be worth a bit more than face value. Typically, These pennies range from 1 cent to a few dollars, depending on their condition and rarity. Finally, its market value is $40,000. For collectors, finding a 2006 penny with unique features, like a specific mint mark or an error, can make it even more valuable. So, keep your eyes peeled for those rare finds. Remember, whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, every penny has a story to tell. The 2006 penny may seem simple, but it's a piece of American history with its own unique charm. Today, we're shining the spotlight on a special piece of American currency, the 1-cent coin from 2007. It might seem like just another penny, but there's a lot more to uncover. Stick around as we dive into its value, rarity, and what makes it stand out. Here it is, the 2007 penny. Minted in a year that brought some intriguing changes to U.S. coinage. If you're a collector or just curious, you're in for a treat. The 2007 penny is part of the Presidential 1-Cent series, which celebrated the life and legacy of President Abraham Lincoln. The reverse side of this penny features a new design called the Formative Years, showing Lincoln as a young man in Indiana. This design portrays Lincoln in his formative years, surrounded by elements from his early life, including a log cabin and a plowed field. It's a tribute to the humble beginnings that shaped one of America's most revered leaders. But here's where things get really interesting. 2007 was also the year of some unique varieties and mint marks. The penny was struck at multiple mints, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. So, if you're searching through your change, look out for those mint marks. Let's talk value. While most 2007 pennies are worth just 1 cent, certain conditions and varieties can increase their value. Uncirculated coins or those with unique errors can fetch a premium. For instance, a 2007 penny in pristine condition could be worth a few dollars, while rarer errors might command even more. The value of your 2007 penny largely depends on its grade. Coins in mint state, with no signs of wear, are more valuable. Additionally, look for any special features or minting errors, as these can make your penny even more collectible. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, every penny has its own story. Finally, its market value is $41,000. The 2007 penny may seem like a simple coin, but it's a small piece of American history with its own unique charm. Today, we're unwrapping the mystery of the 2018 United States 1-cent coin. Is it worth a pretty penny, or is it just another drop in the bucket? Stick around to find out. Alright, let's get right into it. The 2018 penny might seem like just another regular old cent, but there's more to it than meets the eye. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting out, this little coin has its own story. So, what's it worth, and should you be paying any special attention to it? First off, let's talk about the basics. The 2018 penny is part of the Lincoln Cent series, featuring the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side and President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. It's a familiar sight, right? But here's where it gets interesting. In 2018, there were actually two different designs of the reverse side, the Union Shield and the Lincoln Memorial design. The Union Shield design, which you might find on your regular circulation coins, was introduced in 2010. However, for the 2018 issue, it also includes some subtle but important variations. Let's break down the value. If you're simply looking at a typical circulated 2018 penny, it's worth, well, 1 cent. But if you're lucky enough to have a mint condition coin, it might fetch a bit more. The value of these coins can range from just a few cents to a couple of dollars, especially if they're in uncirculated or proof condition. And here's a little tip for collectors: look out for any special mint marks or error coins. Sometimes, even minor imperfections or unique characteristics can make a coin more valuable. For instance, coins with double dies or off-center strikes can be worth more than their face value. If you're thinking about buying or selling a 2018 penny, always check current market values and consult with a reputable coin dealer. Websites and auction houses can provide up-to-date information on what collectors are willing to pay. So, while your 2018 penny might not make you a millionaire, it's definitely a fun piece to add to your collection. Finally, its market value is $20,000. And who knows, maybe one day, it'll be worth more than you think. Today, we're zooming in on a classic, the 1985 United States 1-cent coin. Is it just a humble penny, or does it have hidden value? Stick around as we uncover its worth. Let's dive right in and talk about the 1985 penny. This little coin might look ordinary at first glance, but it holds a special place in the world of coin collecting. So, what's the scoop on its value and worth? First off, let's look at the basics. The 1985 penny is part of the Lincoln Cent series, featuring the familiar Abraham Lincoln portrait on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. It's been a staple of American currency since its introduction, but here's where it gets interesting. For the most part, a 1985 penny in average, circulated condition isn't worth much more than its face value, just 1 cent. However, things get a little more exciting if your penny is in pristine, uncirculated condition. An uncirculated 1985 penny can be worth a bit more, typically ranging from 10 to 50 cents, depending on its condition. But wait, there's more. Some 1985 pennies might have special characteristics or errors that could make them even more valuable. For instance, if you find a 1985 penny with a noticeable error, like a double die or an off-center strike, it could be worth a lot more to collectors. These errors are relatively rare and can fetch anywhere from a few dollars to several $100s, depending on their rarity and condition. To determine the value of your 1985 penny, consider these factors: its condition, any unique errors or features, and current market trends. Websites like the Red Book and online auction sites can help you gauge its worth. So, while a typical 1985 penny might make you rich, it's definitely a fun piece to have in your collection. Finally, its market value is $58,000. Keep an eye out for those rare finds and special errors that can add a little extra sparkle to your coin box. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of US coins, focusing on a little gem from 2002, the humble 1-cent coin. But don't let its small size fool you, it could be worth more than you think. Ready to find out? Let's get started. Alright, let's talk about the 2002 Lincoln penny. This coin might look like just another penny in your change jar, but it has some interesting value and collectible potential. Why? Let's break it down. First up, the basics. The 2002 penny features the familiar Lincoln portrait on the obverse and the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. It's part of the series that began in 1909, marking Lincoln's 100th birthday. Now, what makes this specific year special? The 2002 penny was minted in large quantities, so it's not exactly rare. However, there are a few versions of this coin that collectors keep an eye out for. Let's talk about those variations. The 2002 penny was produced at two main mints, Philadelphia and Denver. Both have their unique characteristics. But here's where it gets interesting. If you have a 2002 penny with a mint mark of D from the Denver Mint, or even a P from Philadelphia, it's still pretty common and worth face value, just 1 cent. But there's a twist. If your 2002 penny is in exceptional condition, especially if it's a high-grade coin like MS65 or higher, it could fetch a bit more on the market. And if it's an error coin, meaning it has a minting mistake, then we're talking about a whole different level of value. Error coins from 2002 are especially intriguing. For example, look out for double die errors, where the design is imprinted more than once. These can sometimes be worth $1,000 to a few $100s depending on the severity and rarity. Coin collecting can be a lot of fun, and finding a 2002 penny in great shape or with a minting error could turn a common coin into a collectible treasure. Remember, the value of these coins can vary based on condition and demand, so always check with a reputable coin dealer or use a price guide. So, next time you dig through your pocket change or your coin collection, take a second look at that 2002 penny. It might be worth more than you think. Finally, its market value is $50,000. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more coin collecting tips and fascinating facts. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.